Good afternoon, everyone. It is November 20th, 2022, just before midnight, before Monday's session. Before we get into this daily plan for tomorrow's RTH session, let's quickly go over what I'm looking at on the weekly outlook. We got a lot of Fed head talk tomorrow on Tuesday, but for Monday, I believe we are in the clear. So a bunch of Fed head talk on Tuesday, some news at 10 o'clock as well. The Richmond Manufacturing Index, I believe that is. Wednesday, durable goods, flash services, new home sales, and the minutes at 2 p.m. I might not even be trading Wednesday just because of all that crap happening on Wednesday. Thursday, Thanksgiving, and then Friday, likely to be low volume. Notable that last year, which I believe had Thanksgiving on a Friday, I can't remember, but I remember that the day after or the day preceding the holiday, everyone had thought it was going to be some low volume, just rotational, churny session, but it ended up being a massively red session. I do remember that. I do remember being away from home and quickly checking my phone and seeing quite a bit of blood on the screen. But so here's what we're looking at. This is just the weekly outlook. I'm maintaining the weekly pivot at 14.75. So while we hold that, I do think there's an inherent bid in the market. Uh, I'm overall pretty bullish until we lose kind of that 39.20-ish area, 20 to 30. I think if you get below that, we'll likely lose that pivot, and then we'll get into that CPI gap down around 38.72-ish. Above, I do have a level at 07.5. That is just last week's value area high, and 40.51 above that, just the Globex high. Keeping it pretty simple. So let's go into tomorrow's plan, the RTH plan for tomorrow. Let's just throw this on a 5 minute. And before we get into this, I actually want to pull up a couple charts. Here's just one showing the structure. You can see we have the weekly halfback, close, POC, all around the 76 area. I've been talking for a while about this 39. I think I had it 39.72 to 80 or something like that when we were entering it on the 10th. Uh, this has been a notable area. The Q3 pocket 69, Q3 half at 62. Look. I think there will be some great trades tomorrow, and you can just look at this right here, just a blank chart. You can see that we do accumulate some inventory right around here. This 50-ish to 57 area. That corresponds with the settlement close. Friday's POC, Friday's value area low is right around there, so we built a bunch of volume around value area low. I think you could get that sort of slingshotty move up towards that weekly POC and all that around 69-ish, but the profile just looks kind of messy around here. That weekly profile, you can see there's this chunk of volume here, kind of going from what is it, 64-ish to 82-ish. And to the downside, this volume occurs very step by step down to about 62, and then it kind of the same way to down to about 54-ish, and then down again. It's very step, step, step. And when you have volumes like that, to me, what that indicates is that price doesn't have a problem moving. Perhaps you could call it moving smoothly from each price level to the next. It's just a smooth sort of gradient going up and down. So to me, although there might be a bid around that value area low from Friday, around that POC, that settlement close, all around that 54 to 57 area, where we did have this buildup of inventory prior to the end of day push, I'm not sure if that's the exact spot. So instead, what I'll be looking for is a move down below 45 quarter, just a level of interest. And what I want to see is a move down to around this 45 quarter area. Friday's low being 42. So anywhere around here, I want to see a move down to this green zone, held, and then move back up, and then hit a retracement long off of 48.75. That just being last week's value area low. And then I think that gives you that mean reversion into Friday's value at 54, the pocket 56. Q3 half at 62, the Q3 pocket 68, the weekly pocket 69.75, all that stuff. I think you let the market find a bid somewhere in this 40 area and then hit it long at that weekly value area low for a move back into this middle zone, if you want to call it that. I think just catching bids on the way down, yeah, maybe that 54 does work, but I'll hold off. Where I do want to be aggressive though is once we get above this chop zone, for lack of a better word. Once we do get above that, that is when I start to get aggressive. 81.75, I believe, had been the weekly open or something like that from last week, the Monday RTH weekly open. It served as a really great level, and in contrast to the downside, on the upside, you can see how it's just a very, I think some people call it an iceberg or a shelf of volume. It's just there's a very sharp increase from that 82 to this 8180 number. And you can see it on the actual candles that it's a very pivoty location, offering a sell right there. A little bit hard to see, offering a sell right there at 935, and then again at the end of the day at 81.75. So once we get above this 80, this 70-ish area, you're above all that volume. You're above the weekly halfback. You're above Friday's value area high, and I think you get that breakout into what is that? I think it's Tuesday's value area low around 95-ish. You start gunning for Friday's high of the day as well at 91.75. I think Wednesday's high of the day is right around there as well. Yeah, the Wednesday's high coming in a little bit higher at 92.75. So I think you start to come into those numbers, and I think the market should be able to reach kind of that Friday and Wednesday high, but really would be looking for that weekly value area high sitting at 07.5. Now above that, I did consider thinking of a fade at 08 or 15 or 17 or 18.75, 18.75 just being Tuesday's point of control. Uh, 08 being 07 half being prior week's value area high. 0975 I believe was the week prior to this past week's high of the week. I think it was 0975. So anywhere around here I was considering a fade attempt. However, I think the better idea at that point is that it shows that we have held these lows. We managed to accept over the bullshit in this 39.60 to 80 area, have broken above those two daily highs, are back inside of Tuesday's value area, and we'll be gunning for around that 40.20 area, maybe higher. I think you might be able to fade somewhere around this zone, but finding the precise number in there might just be a little hard. This may turn into some sort of look above and fail setup. That might be a better idea. However, for now, I do like the idea of being bid at 15 for a move further up on the week. That'll be about it. Other than that, it's pretty clear. Longing 43s, 55s, 64s. Below, I will be taking one fade extreme long at 26. Prior to this, I had thought about making this a setup of looking below into this area, seeing it hold, and then taking 26 long. However, just looking at the ADR range expectations, we do have them coming in at 29, 27 and a half. One is sitting up here kind of strangely in the 39s, but we do have them coming right around my level. So I will be looking to take 26 long. And it is of note that the highs are coming around that 16, 17 half. So this very well may be the high of the session, for all I know. So we may change this number. We may change the bottom number. However, I do like how these two are generally looking like they'll play out. That's all I have for you guys for tomorrow. I know it's a little long of a video. I'm sufficiently tired, a little bit under slept, so these numbers will likely change in the morning after some sleep. Have a good night and trade safe tomorrow, you guys.